Hello everyone, Drew Wilson of Your Era Gamer here. Today we are going back to the year of 2016. This is when the Xbox One game Forza Horizon 3 was released. This is the third entry to this spin-off franchise. So I've got 10 minutes on the clock. Let's check this game out. And just a quick note, I have played through Forza Horizon 2 and yeah, excellent game. Thoroughly enjoyed it. So I am absolutely excited to play this one. It is the first Xbox One game I have ever played that is like not just a crossover between Xbox 360 and Xbox One. So, and plus I had so much fun with this franchise so far, and this is the rewind feature. A little bit more liberal this time. So yeah, I've been really looking forward to this particular game for quite some time now, and I am absolutely excited to be finally playing this one. Yeah, and obviously there is a major difference between the Xbox 360 and Xbox One in terms of overall graphical quality. Yeah, the trees in the previous console, for instance, they kind of had a little bit of pop in and pop out sort of thing going for them. They were nowhere near as detailed as this, so already I can tell the graphical difference is impressive to say the least. And of course, that's not even getting into the car models, which I know it's some people will say that there's not much of a difference, but I kind of personally noticed the difference. And that's new.
We're taking the Great Ocean Road to Byron. Just please don't do anything stupid.
Alright, so that's definitely very different. The idea of switching between cars in mid-race, that was not a thing in Forza Horizon 2. So this is definitely a brand new feature here. Would help if I actually pay attention to where I'm driving. There we go, it's a little better. Not my greatest racing, that's for sure, but I'm getting used to this new game. Now, physics to me dictates that avoiding water is a good idea, but maybe the physics is different in this game, I don't know. So, I guess this particular game takes place in Australia. It was a fictional place in Europe in Forza Horizon 2. And in Forza Horizon 1, it was Colorado, I believe. I think that's the intro race right there. So yeah, right away, definitely a new feature of switching between cars mid-race. I'm kind of curious to see how that mechanic kind of plays out in practice, instead of just automatically doing it. Yeah, and I know in previous games, these kind of cutscenes, it would just be pre-rendered stuff, guaranteed. But as you could tell from the intro race, yeah, they can pull that off pretty easily in actual gameplay mode.
The local press are asking for a photo. Help me out here.
And this is also new. That used to be just you had one driver and that's it. And I had to go default. Alright, whatever.
Okay, and what should I call you?
Let's go.
Okay, great.
Drew.
So I'll call you Drew.
Pre-select names, interesting.
Hey Drew, what do you think of the place? It may not look it yet, but over the summer you're going to turn this into the biggest Horizon festival the world has ever seen. We have an amazing team.
That's interesting, actually. It's a subtle thing, but
Racing we do,
having like
we play, and the
multiple names.
this is your festival.
Normally it's like the anonymous like driver or whatever, but incorporating like multiple different names is definitely interesting to say the least. Got to be a little bit more intense with the dialogue.
You'll be driving the buggy for the launch event against that Jeep. Thought I'd start you off with an easy one. Let you loosen up.
All right, so
What? I said easy, not boring.
yeah, this is like kind of a feature race. Feature races were a thing in Forza Horizon 2 and 1. It pits you against like jet aircrafts and stuff like that. So yeah, normally it's the game waits a few races before you get to like you clear a whole championship kind of thing. But this game launches right away into a race like this, it seems. Unless I'm totally misremembering. I don't think I am, though. Alright. There we go. Yeah, and most of the time, like, it's like these races, at least in the past. That's actually kind of funny. Most of these are just scripted, so you like win by like maybe a fraction of a second, that sort of thing. Unless you do particularly badly. Like it's not a total gimme, but it is kind of scripted. At least in the past. Yeah, a lot more off-roady, that's for sure. Like a lot of the previous Forza Horizon games, like they did have off-road elements. It was kind of a light feature. Where you just temporarily drove on like where you temporarily like drove on gravel and cars that may or may not be suited for like a McLaren onto like an off-road thing is generally a pretty bad idea. But it's what the last game did. There were hills, but it wasn't like as like varied in terrain as that, at least that track so far. I'll find out, of course, as I play further along if this is just like supposed to get you excited for the game or if it's actually like this kind of terrain is normal. Huh. Selfie. So far, reasons to be optimistic for this game, I have to say, though.
Okay, Warren.
Yeah.
Pilot screen. Call it when you're ready to drop.
Righto, there's the finish line. Cut me loose.
There we go. So, point-to-point races is nothing new in this franchise.
What a way to start the
The GPS-style races,
Want to start thinking about expanding
definitely
the
there.
festival.
Reputation points, that is definitely nothing new. Fans versus reputation, I don't know. I don't know, I think I just missed. I should have looked at that more closely.
Name's Warren, resident car tragic. I know you're in charge, but I'm your bloke in the
Yeah.
garage. So you need anything car related, you come to me. Oh, one more thing
Yeah,
before we go.
car garage features,
Kira
nothing
says you
new.
might wanna drive the Centenario.
And yeah, I guess that is it.
Starting to bring some pretty big name guest drivers into the festival.
Aha.
Most of them just want a chance to
So
learn.
level system definitely returning here.
There's a driver I've had my eye on around here. Find them, beat them in a race, and we can sign their driver up to the festival lineup.
All right. Wish there was like a zoom feature. I was just gonna take a quick gander at the map before I finish this. Pretty big map. Not gonna lie, that's pretty big. Pretty good. And yeah, I guess that is it for the first impression video. I'll set that so that I can show you how the navigation system works.
Hey Drew, your route?
Okay. All right. That should give you an idea anyway. Yeah, so far so good. Like really like the graphical differences, that's pretty good. Like some of the features that were in the previous game that made the previous games great were I can definitely tell are definitely in here. Reputation points in there. A lot of different features I remember from the previous game and being in here, but there's also the interesting concept of switching out between vehicles in midway through the race. That's definitely new. I'm curious to see how that ends up working out, whether it's a really novel, neat feature to kind of add some spice to the game, or if it's just, you know, maybe going out on a limb and maybe not so much of a great feature necessarily. I don't know yet, so I'm kind of curious to see how that goes. But yeah, enough about my thoughts. I wanted to hear from you. What did you think of this game? Was this a really good, exciting game? A great way to get into like the Xbox One, or you have preferences for maybe some other games in the series, like maybe a later game like Forza Horizon 5, or maybe you prefer Forza Horizon 2, for instance. Let me know in the comments below about that. And for those of you who haven't played this game but have played other games in the series, does this look like an interesting game to you? Does this look like something you'd be into, or maybe not so much? Let me know as well. And for those of you who haven't played this franchise at all, does this look like a really interesting game to you? Like maybe you'd be into like this whole open world racing style game, or maybe it's just a bit much for you and maybe this sort of style of racing game isn't for you. Like, yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think. So yeah, I guess that is all for now, and until next time, what is your era?